I'm peeling cucumber. I don't always peel cucumbers. Should we shut the music? But that's good though. I like this. I like that you're filming me doing this. Sometimes I like to keep the peels on, but tonight I didn't. And I'm cutting this up in little cubes, and I'm going to mix it with coconut yogurt, and it's going to be like almost like a tzatziki, like a Greek yogurt dill cucumber. So we have 2 cucumbers. We're going to do that. Basically, I'm making dinner for my friend Ben, who's filming, and this is like YouTube old school, where I would just take whatever I had and then decide as I was going, and I let the vegetables speak to me. So far the cucumber spoke to me and it wanted to be peeled. So that's as far as we got, but time is of the essence because Ben is hungry. So,
I have a question.
You have a question?
How come you sometimes leave it on and sometimes leave it off?
Well, I feel there's a lot of nutrients in the skin. Okay, so I think when I'm serving other people, and sometimes it's mouthfeel, like sometimes you just don't want the toughness of the outside of the cucumber, and some cucumber skins are tougher on the outside than others. So maybe this one was a little tough. I don't know. I just intuitively decided I wanted it to be without. But zucchini, I always leave on. The reason there's folate in the skin, and this is not going to disturb the mouthfeel. Sometimes cucumber skin is thick. Zucchini skin, and sometimes people peel the zucchinis because they just don't want the look of the green. They want it to look like pasta if you're spiralizing it. If you're trying to make this look like zucchini noodles and you want it to look like as much like noodles as possible, then the green strip on the outside of them, it's gonna look like zucchini. So, but I don't mind that. So I don't know. This is just a momentary, let's peel. Certainly if it's not organic, you want to peel, but really you always want to use organic anyway. So we don't want to get copyright infringement. So basically what I have tonight is some of it's going to be cooked, some of it's going to be raw. But what I'm doing the cucumber first, because if I quickly dice these, mix it up, and serve it to Ben, he'll have his appetizer and won't be starving, and that will give me time to cook the other things. Like I might cook tomatoes and cauliflower with the spinach that's in the sink. And if I want to get really fancy, I take these potatoes and I cut them up teeny, teeny, tiny. The smaller you cut things, the faster they will cook. So I can saute these in coconut oil with the cauliflower for some hearty. And then we just spice it however we spice it, and that remains to be seen. So just keep vegetables in the house. That's the idea, because you can do anything with vegetables. You can saute, you can eat them raw. The biggest key when you're eating them raw, which we're going to eat this cucumber, is to keep it small pieces. The smaller the pieces, the more flavor that you put as your sauce will cover. And this goes especially for zucchini. Like really, as far as I know, nobody wants to bite into a large chunk of zucchini. Like it's just not. But if you cut them up teeny tiny and you've got sauce and you've got flavoring, then it's more appealing and palatable. That's my opinion. If somebody serves me a big bowl of raw veggies and they're not small, they're not cut small, I think that they're a rookie. I do. Or they didn't have the time, or they don't know. If you have the time, take the time. Is that rude? Take the time. It might be, but that's okay. You got to take the time. It shows great care to take the time to cut things in a fine fashion, as small as they need to be. I'm pretty sure you'd rather eat little bites of popcorn, I call it popcorn cauliflower, than like a big chunk. Unless you were taking a big chunk of cauliflower and you were eating it by yourself and you could dip and re-dip. That's the only way. Otherwise, take the time and cut your vegetables nice and small for raw food. So we're going to carry on here, and we're going to do the Cocoa June, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of dill. It's funny, this dill looks a little bit sad. No, this dill is very, very nice. We've been on a dill kick here. I'm not used to having the camera follow me. This is magic. So I'm gonna get a bowl. A bowl. You know what I'm gonna get? The old raw food bowl. This was the original acacia ware, Pacific Merchants acacia ware bowl that I had all my raw food salads in. So we're gonna do our mixing in here. You guys, I could get spoiled by this kind of camera work, and I could get very spoiled if the cameraman takes the footage and puts it up on YouTube. There'll be no stopping me. The only thing that stops me up is technicalities. Otherwise, I have a million videos. So to have somebody whose energy I like filming me, it's the best. And you'll meet Ben when he's not holding the camera. You want to, when you're cutting, I'm going to show you guys what I do since I can show you now. Watch this. So I take it like this and I cut it down the middle. Then I cut it down there again. And then I turn it on its side. And see how my fingers are curled? I can't hurt myself if I do that. And we just curl and we cut like that. Then we have our dill. It's going to be so quick. And remember, Ben and I were in Whole Foods. I ran into Ben in Whole Foods, and he was like having a piece of chocolate while he was buying other good food. And I was like, wait, let's feed you something healthy really quick. People were so accustomed to just grabbing what's not healthy because it's quicker, but sometimes the healthy food, and you're gonna see this is just really quick. Cocoa June, it's amazing. It's creamy, it's delicious. Look at that. Ooh, a little squeeze of lemon, a little bit of salt, garlic powder, pepper, and I think I might have used all of my garlic. Look how I keep my spices. It's so exciting. I labeled the top so I could see them all. And you want a little cayenne in it?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so fun. It's like magic being filmed. This is all I have left of the garlic powder. I have to refill it. That's funny, but it'll work. Sort of. Fumes of garlic powder. A little bit of cayenne. Ooh. You want me to take some out?
No.
Yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's going to be good. I don't think that's a problem. I'm going to taste it before I feed it to my guest. But I already know it's good. Oh, it needs black pepper. Ta-da. And maybe more dill. You can go crazy. But I'm going to try it. Go crazy with the dill. I'll do more. That is so good. Cameraman, you're going to try it in a second. I'm going to put a massive amount of dill in. Here we go. All right. Now we're going to hear how it is. Can I hold the camera?
Sure.
There's Ben.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
I'm the cameraman.
Right?
I feel like in Morocco or Lebanon eating real tzatziki.
Right? It's like just feels so fresh and vibrant. And so now I'm going to make magic with the rest of this. Right? So eat it. Have fun.
Wow.
Eat your appetizer. I'll have one bite and you can have the rest because I have other things. I have other things in the works. Okay? I'm going to bite. It's so good. Here. It actually helps me to have the camera on. It helps my functioning of what's next. Like, I don't want you guys to miss a beat to see that it really is of the moment. Like, I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing. I never did on any of my YouTube videos except for a few. There wasn't like a planned out recipe. It's more like, okay, I'm chopping the cauliflower. I just put some coconut oil or some ghee, whatever you want to use, on the pan. And I cut some garlic. So there's coconut oil, garlic, and now I'm cutting up the cauliflower, and that's going to go in. It's going to sizzle. And I'm going to cut up some more because I don't always cut cauliflower. I make it raw, but sometimes it's just nice to have some cooked food with raw food. So it's what the term I coined years ago was called raw fusion, where most of the food is raw, but there's nothing wrong with cooking garlic and cooking onions and cooking mushrooms and cooking some of your veggies and having raw as well. It's okay to have both. In the winter, or when you want to have those cozy smells like garlic and onion, then by all means, cook away. You hear the sizzle. And I'm not all raw anymore, although I do love raw food. And certainly in spring and summer, it's on. But in the winter, I love some cooked things. I come alive when there's a flame. You know, so when I was 100% raw, and you guys know, I had hot tonics all throughout the day because I like the heat. I have spicy things. So we really liked the cucumber with the cayenne. That was an added twist for you. It was good, right?
Delicious.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this in the pan. And I think I'll add some chopped tomatoes to it. I think that will be lovely. You could add some nutritional yeast. And now you could always add a little bit of water to kind of flash, what I would call it is flash steaming. I don't like heavy sauteed foods ever, but I like a little bit of oil or something. Never coconut oil. You don't cook with coconut oil. Coconut oil turns into long chain fatty acids in your body and it will clog your arteries. Olive oil. Olive oil is excellent for drizzling on after something is cooked. But you want to cook with coconut oil or ghee. Do you have a question?
You just said not to cook coconut oil.
I misspoke. That's okay. What I mean is cook with coconut oil, cook with palm oil, although that's not good for the environment, or cook with ghee. If you're vegan, you're not going to use ghee, but ghee doesn't change its molecular structure at this type of heat. Olive oil will, and so it turns into an artery clogger, the olive oil. So most people don't know that, and they're cooking all the time with olive oils when a fine olive oil should have a little bit of like a bitterness on the tongue, and it should be used after. And then it's healthy, I believe. So some people are anti-oil, and that's fine too. You know, you do you. Now, I could put these potatoes in, but this is a bit of a risk because potatoes take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to leave them out. I have a little bit of rice that's already cooked so I can carb them up. Usually when you're feeding someone else, you have to think, aside from myself, I have to think about how am I going to fill them up because not everybody eats little bits throughout the day like I do. So what I will do is get this. I have something really nice. In this bag, I always like to keep some kind of gluten-free bread or some kind of very fine bread in the house in case I have a guest or in case I want a slice. And this is sourdough. So I can slice this, toast this, and slice it, toast it, and then put on a sunflower seed cream cheese and a little tomato and a little bit of onion, and that will add something on the side of the veggie medley that I am on the fly preparing. Right? That makes sense, right? So I'll cut this and toast this. So when you're making food on the fly and you want it to be quick, you always do the thing that will take the longest, right? So you put the rice up first, or you do the cooking. Okay, these will go in the toaster. And then I'm going to let the cameraman pick whatever spices he wants. What spices would you like? We have Moroccan, mustard, fennel. I know you're not big into curry. We don't need dill. You just had a whole lot of dill. Did you ever have these health punk? You want cumin? These are amazing. This is like a vegan mayonnaise, health punk. Oh my gosh, this is harissa. And this is UFO burger sauce, incredible. And tomato. I just want you guys to know about these because these are a fun, this is smoked harissa. These are a fun thing to have. Kind of mind-blowing. I have a whole set in Vanny B. Because to have some extra spice in the van when you're on the go. So we wanted to get you chose cumin, yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, these are going to be very seedy. I think ground cumin might be better. When you do these kind of Indian spices, you want to do them with the oil first. And like mustard seeds, you want to pop them. Any kind of whole seed. I don't know if you want to add in at the end. It could be a little bit, you'll feel the seeds. But I think I like ground. We're going to find the ground cumin for you. Fun. So we have garlic, cumin so far. What else can I tell you? Did you see the chicory? This is very bitter, but I'm going to chop that up with a little bit of olive oil. And when a leaf is bitter, like arugula or mustard or any kind of leafy green that has bitterness, you want to add fat and oil. You want to add, or avocado, and you want to add a sweet. So the sweet could come in the form of maple syrup, a titch of honey, or you could do a regular lemon or vinaigrette and then add cranberries or something that raisins that's going to sweeten up and balance the bitter. So you get to choose, cameraman. Do you want dried blueberries, dried cranberries, or a titch of honey or maple syrup?
Of course, the blueberries.
Okay, we're going to get blueberries. That's very unusual. Chicory with blueberries. You know, normally I clean up between you guys know this. Before I do the next thing in food, I usually clean up, but for the sake of the video making, I will not do that. I'm going to chop this and get a bowl. You know what, though? You know what's happening? I'm so used to being live. For years, once live happened on YouTube, I never filmed a video again because it's work. You film, you stop, you film, you have to edit, then you have to upload. It's time. And when you go live, you better be on, do it as fast as you can. You're not cleaning up in between sections of food making. But now that we're filming, I could actually stop and clean up. But I won't. But I could. I have to get used to the filming aspect. It's been years. Did you see this pink lettuce? It's like pink and spotted. I get this at it almost doesn't look like a green food. I get this at Interdependence, and that is my favorite food store, period. They carry Whipstone, what's the name of this? It's Whipstone Farms, I think. When I got here, my friend Nisha said, she's so awesome. She was like, we're going away. You could have my CSA. Are we done? Oh, that's the toaster. So Nisha said you could pick up my co-op box. You have to go to this park at Posse Grounds, and you can go pick up the CSA box. So I was like, oh my God, this is the most gorgeous box of vegetables. Community-supported agriculture is where you pay monthly, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset. You get a gorgeous array of whatever is local and seasonal with a bunch of flowers. And I was like, this is so gorgeous. Turns out there was a year waiting list to be on the CSA. So then my friend told me, don't worry, Interdependence carries the farmer's produce. So I can go there and buy the flowers and buy whatever vegetables I want. So I didn't feel so bad. Now, just so you know, you can use a little bit of coconut yogurt. That's nice. A little bit of coconut yogurt, lemon juice, olive oil. This is where there's like no excuses, you guys, because everyone can find some vegetable to chop, some lettuce to chop. Everyone can find, if you can't find organic lemons, you can have apple cider vinegar. You can always have olive oil in your house. Olive oil, salt, apple cider vinegar, and any veggie you get your hands on, chop it and salt. And you mix it up and you eat it. Sometimes you can get a little fancier. You can put yogurt on. You can do actual fresh citrus, which I recommend because, you want to know why? It's really important, and I can't say this enough. We do not create vitamin C in our bodies. We have to add the vitamin C. So like when we're in the sun, our bodies produce vitamin D. Our bodies do not produce vitamin C, so we're adding. I drink lemon water every morning. Okay. Put it on my hands. Everything we eat could be put on our skin, and it should go vice versa. Everything that we put on our skin, we should be able to eat. People aren't doing that. They're putting all kinds of weird things on their bodies. Creams and perfumes, and I know I don't have to say this to you guys, but don't use the chemicals on your body, in your house. No way. None of them. This is going to be gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a bed of lettuce. We got our veggie medley, which I'm going to cut up some tomatoes. How are we doing?
I want to share something.
I want you to share. Can you put it on a tripod and share? You can shut it and
we'll
then
just flip it. So I can't remember what I was eating. I think it was like egg, maybe ghee a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you're on.
And since it was fat and I got some on my finger, I just thought I would like rub it on my skin. I'm like, it's just fats. And I started getting really itchy, showing I was allergic. So what you're saying about everything we are eating should be able to be put on the skin.
Wow.
That was just really a showcase that what I'm eating is not agreeing with my body. Oh
my God, that's incredible. You see, when people have sensitivities like that, I consider them to be sensitives. Like I consider somebody who has a sensitivity is like, wow, their body really wants to let them know this is not the thing. That's fantastic. I remember you ate eggs. We made eggs for you and you didn't feel so well
I think it might have been, yeah.
So, you know, at any given time, you could develop an allergy that goes away. So it doesn't have to be forever. But I found out cashews and apples are a no-no. I was having itchy arms every night. And Dr. Sadeghi was like, skip the cat. I'm like, what is it? What is it? He's like, Dara, just stop eating cashews and apples. And I did, and the itchiness went away. So we have to pay attention. That's really cool. Weird and cool. Did you rub the eggs on you?
I think so. Maybe not that.
Well, it was probably on your hand or whatever. That's fascinating. Tomatoes are going in. Look how pretty. I mean, if your food looks pretty and you're excited about it, like, it's so exciting. I get so excited. All right. Ta-da. So we just cook and cook. You could add nutritional yeast. You could add, I don't know, what else could we add? It doesn't really need anything. It's so exciting. Greens, chopped kale, teeny little bits of greens in here would be nice, which probably can happen. The spinach. Yes, of course. Spinach is going in. And then Ben's going to edit and I'm going to clean. And all is well in the world.
Match made in heaven.
Right? Oh, I like cleaning better than I like editing. I don't really want to ever watch myself. It's not interesting to me. I've moved on. I'd like to, rather than editing this video, I'd rather be making you a dessert. Once the kitchen's cleaned, I'm not ready to do more creativity. I will edit because that's part of the process. Sometimes you just have to do that part. It's not my finest moment. Okay, now it's complete with greens. I feel complete. So this is going to take 5 minutes to cook. I cover it, cook it, add pepper, and then serve it to us. So that's it. We can show them when we plate it. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay.
I never want to film myself again. I'm spoiled now. Ben, I'm so spoiled. Just like I spoil you with food, which I do, right? I do.
And many other things.
I do. So
food is the last of it.
I know. So, like, this feels like such a treat to have someone film me. Anyway, this is gorgeous avocado. Nothing better than a ripe and beautiful avocado. And I have salty hands. Do you want to show them the Christmas lights? The biomat? There's so much to show now that you're filming because I can't walk around showing my home or showing Vanny B. So we're gonna make some videos where I do a tour of the apothecary, that's what I call the kitchen, right? The biomat, the art studio, and the van. I think that's really gonna be really nice. Okay, so we have your, you can always add salt to this, but I think this is gonna be nice. We added some tofu to fortify Ben and me. I feel like I want nutritional yeast on it. I don't know why. Do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why I keep thinking about it?
Exactly why.
I think so. I think once I mentioned it.
We see Dara's guilty pleasure, vegan marshmallows.
You could totally peek at what I have. That'll be so funny. Like you'll find things and you'll be like, why do you have this?
It's like Room Raiders, but kitchen.
I don't think you'll find anything too weird. Actually, nothing that I would be too embarrassed of. Although I can't figure out. You think it's in the I don't use it all the time. I use it very rarely. People think they think that nutritional yeast is like vegan MSG. It has vitamin B12. 2 tablespoons of it give you your daily dose of vitamin B12. It's grown on corn these days. I don't know. Some people are very against nutritional yeast. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm also not addicted to it. Let's find it. I think it's either up here or it's going to be in my apothecary pantry cabinet. Let's go in. It's not the neatest. We're going in. Ah, look. It's labeled and everything. I haven't used it in a while. I would love to do a tour where I point out everything, especially what's in this jar. Okay?
Oh.
We'll do that another time.
Secrets.
Yes. No, this is a fun. It's not anything weird. Okay. It's going to be a little cheesy now. Cheesy tomatoey. And I'm not really cooking with the nutritional yeast. It's just sprinkling and then we're done cooking. Nice, right? Okay. Now we need a big spoon. This is my favorite spoon and I'm very picky about utensils. Super picky. I like a spoon that's like rubbery on the end and a wood handle. Okay, here we go. I'll plate yours. And then we can say bon appetit, and I think you need to try it, right? You like to add hot sauce, right?
Typically.
Yeah. Doesn't it look gorgeous? And how long did this take us, really?
It took us 20 minutes.
That's not bad. Really?
That's a third of an hour.
That's nothing. For this gorgeousness? Okay.
Other people would drive across town, spend 20 minutes ordering, 20 minutes waiting.
For something that wasn't of the highest, right?
That some mean dude poured a lot of his nervous energy into.
You're right. Consider the energy of the joy that you feel when you're making the food. That's what your person is getting. When you're serving someone, they're getting your energy. And obviously I get so excited about this food. This is new to me. I've never had it. But I gotta say, this is so many cheeses, vegan cheeses, are cashew. And I think cashew's okay once in a while, but it's not nutritionally dense. And it is somewhat of a colon clogger, in my opinion. It's a cheat. It's a way to make vegan food. It's a good entryway to get creamy dressings that are not dairy. So is it better than dairy for people who are eating so much pasteurized dairy that causes mucus in the body? Yes, cashews are a better bet. Blended cashews can go savory to make a dressing or a dip. Blended cashews can go towards sweet and making a vanilla cream for the top of a mango pudding. The cashews are amazing, but to rely on cashews all the time, not the best. So this is sunflower. I haven't eaten cashews in a long time, and I'm fine with it. When I first went raw, it was like cashew this, cashew that.
Sunflower is also good for the brain.
Yes, and pumpkin seeds get rid of parasites. Would you hand me a tomato behind you? Do I have any left?
No tomatoes.
Huh, I used them. That's okay. You can eat this without the tomato, right?
Yeah.
I found a corner, a tomato corner. So I'll hold the camera, or we'll be in it together and we can taste it. What do you
Sounds
think?
good.
I think I should put hot sauce on yours because I think you'll like it better. What do you think?
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's a lame little tripod, isn't it? You made it sound like it was like the best thing ever. I have not become accustomed to it. Ah, you did it.
Ooh.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'll get your fork. How's the lighting in here?
It's decent.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Because I have lights we can set up.
Okay.
I'll give you the brown fork. I think that's cool.
I feel like a man.
It's very manly. Okay. Blue fork. Okay. We're in camera. You did that so well. Cheers, Ben. Bon appetit. And it's not bon appetit. It's bon appetit. Just for everybody to know.
I've been saying it around my whole life. By the way, this is some of the most exceptional food I've had all 2023.
I'm gonna bite of your toast. I'll make you one.
And I've been going to a lot of people's houses lately. I've been going to little, holiday parties. People are trying to treat me. People are trying to impress me.
You're on your Venus midheaven line, which we'll talk about another time. But yeah, people want to invite you, impress you. But that's astrogeography. But they always are feeding you. You do go to people's houses.
Not typically these days, but I have been. And I'm using this as an opportunity to shamelessly promote all these people trying their hardest, crazy dinner parties. It's not as impressive as what you just did in 20 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That means a lot to me because it's the intention and the simplicity.
Exactly.
And the not overthinking. I think the overthinking ends up in the food.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it does.
It's not an experience. You're like contemplating it. You're like,
It's too thought out. It's too heavy. I think food should be light so that you can feel light after you eat it. What?
It's just so delicious.
Yay! Did you try the bread? The bread's very nice too. You like the cauliflower tofu thing?
Of course.
It basically is just like coconut oil or ghee is the base, garlic, veggies, tomato. It's good, right? And I think what made it was the nutritional yeast at the end. There's something like extra. We added hot sauce.
I don't know what about
Whipstone. This is the same place that that makes the lettuce. What?
I don't know what about my astrology makes me like to do this.
It's your Aquarius midheaven. It's your North Node in Scorpio.
Does Jen do that?
I do that actually. I do the same thing you just did. Just put the salad on the bread, put the veggies on the bread. I can make you more. We have more bread. Yeah. So anyway, it's nice to be able to have somebody. For years, I've made food, and there's not always someone in my kitchen who's willing to be on camera and say how good the food is, or maybe it's just I'm making it by myself. But it's very nice to share and have you be able to share. Right.
100%.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
We could
I'm
sit
so
down.
thankful to. This is a match made in heaven. Film Dara, get fed. Hopefully I don't get too fed.
I don't think you would be too fed or fat from this.
I don't think so at all. It's just the funny little common remark.
Right? Do you know what, for dessert, I want to tell you guys the other day, you could go buy a fancy dessert at the store. You could spend $10, $15, whatever. The other night I took a squishy medjool date, and I just put in nut butter. One night I put in almond butter, and the next night I was like, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to put peanut butter in. And it was like, I know. That's like a weird thing to find in my kitchen because peanuts are not of the highest. But once in a while, if you're going to have an organic peanut butter in a date as opposed to some refined sugar or dessert, you can satisfy yourself. The point is you can satisfy your needs in a healthy way, in a decadent way, because nothing about this is deprivation, right?
It's just harmoniously beneficial compounds that the body rejoices in.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's it for now. I'll get you bread.
If you were clairvoyant and you saw this dish, you would just see so much light and color emanating from it.
Right? What if isn't that photography, that Carillion?
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce it. But where you can see the energy off the food, this is very high energy.
Right.
I can see
And let's just say, you know, cooking does diminish it. That's what you're talking about, intention. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of the energy
maybe.
feel, but the intention can impregnate it with more energies once again.
Exactly. Like the fun of cooking. And the cauliflower is actually really lightly cooked. It is not overcooked.
Mm-hmm.
And the chicory salad isn't cooked. Lightly cooked. I mean, you can even go lighter than what I did. We're having a party. You can have a party at home. Do this and it's a party. Hallelujah. Cheers, everybody.
All right, guys.
Get your greens on. Get your greens on.